A very good day to all of you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to our second Econ-Hub mock exam MCQ answer discussion session. We are mainly focusing on the MCQ paper and trying to get through the 50 questions, multiple choice questions. We'll spend adequate and a required amount of time in each question. I will explain everything so that you guys are clear on how we found the correct response or the answer. And there are a few things I might want to touch on in the second paper, the structured essay type questions paper or Econ 2 paper. That also we'll do towards the end. And with that, we will conclude the discussion of the Econ-Hub second mock exam paper. Right. So with that, without taking any more of your time, let's jump into the MCQ paper and start the discussion. The format or the approach I will be using is mainly I have given you guys as same as always the comprehensive suggested answer material where the correct answer number for each of the MCQs is with you. So we will look at that guidance and I will explain to you why that is the correct answer. But if there is a response that you feel that you need to make a clarification, right? What you can do, and I would really appreciate if you can quickly unmute your microphone, which you can do, and tell me, sir, option number 2 also can you explain, or option number 4 also can you explain, right? Or why is that not the correct answer? Something like that, if you can do, it will be much more effective. If for some reason, we'll assume in your device the microphone is not working or something like that, or the background is not okay for you to unmute your microphone, then and only then I would understand if you can use the group meeting chat and let me know what you want me to explain. But much as possible, I would appreciate it if you could quickly unmute your microphone and tell me, sir, can you explain this option also? Then I will do that. Right? If you're okay with the answer I'm giving and what I'm saying as the logic for the answer is making sense, then we move on. Got it? Right. So with that, let's get going. Right. So I'll share the multiple choice paper right on the screen. Hopefully by now you guys can see the MCQ paper. Am I right? Right. Can you give me a response with that? You can see the MCQ paper now on the screen. Yep. The screen sharing is successful. Right. Okay. So with that, let's get going. Okay. Right. The fundamental economic problem of any society is that. So I've chosen answer number 4 here. That is, available resources are insufficient to meet all wants. In terms of a concept, we are talking about relative scarcity, which is the central or the fundamental problem, relative scarcity of resources. Then if you spend rupees, question number 2, if you spend rupees 30,000 giving a party to your friends to celebrate your 21st birthday, opportunity cost of giving the party to you is represented by, what is the opportunity cost of spending 30,000 and giving a party to your friends? So the answer that I've chosen, if I'm not mistaken, is number 3. The clothes, shoes, Netflix subscription, you could have spent rupees 30,000 on, because opportunity cost by definition is the value of the next best alternative foregone. So your next best alternative, if it was shopping or buying things, then that would be the opportunity cost. Then also we know opportunity cost is a real concept. So in terms of opportunity cost, we look at the material things, goods, services, benefits that we have given up rather than the monetary value itself. Okay, right. Again, quick reminder, if you guys want me to explain another option, please make a request. Ideally, unmute yourself and ask, then I can explain. Okay. Question number 2, we go for answer 3. Okay. Question number 3. A free good has which one of the following features? So I think we can't go beyond the first one because fundamentally a free good is a good that does not involve scarce resources. So if scarce resources is not involved, scarcity is not involved, then there is no trade-off or choice, which means there is no opportunity cost. So basically the correct answer is number 1 because it says no opportunity cost. Question number 4. When an economy produces at any point on its production possibility curve. So there are two things to identify. They are on the PPF or on the PPC and they are at any point. So that's any point on the PPF is basically they have achieved productive efficiency. But if they have achieved allocative efficiency also, then it has to be a specific point where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. Therefore, the answer should be the fifth one, which indicates the economy is operating at productive efficiency. We cannot come to a conclusion about allocative efficiency, or we can't say there is a situation without productive efficiency. Now, for example, answer number, if you take answer number 4, the given PPC tends to be with an increasing opportunity cost. Answer number 1, some resources are used in economic activities that implies unemployment. So we can't have unemployment and be on the curve, right? So any situation where there is no productive efficiency cannot be the correct answer. Then it says number 2, the economy under consideration is a market economy. The economic system we can't say. Resources have not been allocated efficiently. Then we can't comment on allocative efficiency because we don't have information about marginal benefit and marginal cost. Marginal benefit and marginal cost. Is that clear? The fourth answer that I read earlier, you can't comment on the opportunity cost behavior also because it doesn't say whether it's a concave, convex or a linear PPF. Is that clear? Question number 4, correct answer number 5. Question number 5, in a free market economic system, changes in output of individual industries are triggered by changes in a market economic system. So this is about economic systems. Individual industry changes are triggered by the level of unemployed resources in the economy, the price at which their markets are cleared of all shortages and surpluses. Basically, that is equilibrium price, the size of the population in the industry, the distribution of income, and the fifth one is the level of education and training of the workforce. The question is, in a free market economy, changes in output levels. Basically, we decide what to produce in which quantity and then how to produce and whom to produce based on price signals, price mechanism. So fundamentally, it is the price signals, price-based information that will help us create the changes. So what is the answer that I have identified here is the answer that talks about changes in market equilibrium price. Is that clear? So I haven't directly given equilibrium price. Instead, I'm talking about price at which their markets are cleared. Because you guys know equilibrium price is also called the market clearing price. So we are going to go for answer 2. Any answer you want me to explain, please do ask. Okay. Sometimes I might not see the messages. So if I'm not responding to your message, then it's up to you to quickly ask, right? Question number 6. If in response to a fall in its price, a consumer buys more of a good, this indicates price falls, consumers buy more of the good. What does it indicate? The answer I have chosen is number 4, a movement downwards along the consumer's demand function, right? Because there is an expansion of demand, no? What we are seeing here is increase in quantity demanded. How do I know it's increase in quantity demanded? Because it's responding to change in price. Then it's QD that is changing. So it's a expansion of demand. How do we show an expansion of demand? Right? Downwards along the demand curve. When we go downwards along the demand curve, that means quantity is increasing. Upwards means quantity is decreasing. Any other answer that you guys want me to explain? Question 6. So this will not trigger a shift of the demand curve. How about answer 3? Can you tell me why that is not correct? First of all, we can't comment on the total utility. Price only represents marginal utility or the marginal benefit. Is that clear? A point only represents the marginal benefit on the demand curve. And then again, answer number 3 talks about a decrease, right? We tend to look at the price as marginal benefit, and if we are buying more of a good, because that is the belief that the total benefit, total utility will increase, right? Any other answer? How about the first one? An increase in the marginal utility by the consumer. What do you think? If the price of the good falls, that means marginal utility indicated by the price or the marginal benefit indicated by the price, that is falling. Is that clear? But here it says an increase in the marginal utility derived by the consumer. Got it? So that's incorrect there. The last one is talking about a rightward shift. It's not an increase in demand. It's an increase in quantity demanded or expansion of demand. Question 7, right? In the absence of any clarifications. Question 7. Increase in the demand for petrol by private car owners most likely as a result of an increase in. Why would we demand more for petrol vehicles? It's because of an increase in what? What is the answer that I've chosen for you, or that I've suggested? The price of second-hand cars increasing, the price of steel and other automotive inputs, increase in premium for private cars, insurance premium for private cars, expressways toll charges are increasing, then fares of rides booked through ride-hailing apps increasing. What do you think? What would cause an increase in demand for petrol cars? Increase in demand, shift, rightward shift, right? Rightward shift of the demand curve. What do you think? Ideally, we are looking for other factors, right? And when it comes to other factors, price of second-hand cars, right? First of all, it doesn't really say new cars here, but the price of second-hand cars increasing meaning, right? Price of second-hand cars increasing meaning, if it says new cars here, right? Then the demand for new cars could increase. Are we clear? Because then we are looking at the increase in the price of a substitute. But end of the day, if we think about this, the price of second-hand cars, right, as what you can sell your vehicle for in the future, then we are talking about the future price, right? But the catch here is, it says increase in demand for petrol cars, right? It doesn't say new cars. So I'm giving a twist in that by saying second-hand cars. But overall, we will have to take it as basically the price of the product. Okay. Number 2, the price of steel, and that is affecting supply, not demand. Insurance premium is a complementary good, complementary cost. So complementary cost is increasing, then the demand will decrease. We are looking for an increase in demand. Expressway toll charges is again a complementary good, right? So again, that will create a decrease in demand. Correct answer would be number 5. Okay, you can eliminate the other 4, or you can get to the 5th answer. Anything you want me to explain, please ask. Okay, right. Identify the correct statement. Identify the correct statement. So this is a general question then. Contraction of demand is indicated by the leftward shift of the demand curve. That's wrong. Expansion contraction are changes in quantity demanded, not shift of the demand curve caused by a change in price. Right? Shifts are caused by changes in other factors. Increase in demand elasticity is indicated by the rightward shift of the demand curve. If there is a change in the elasticity, it is not the direction of the shift that will indicate it in terms of demand. It is actually the slope at which the demand curve is positioned, or at proportionately how does it shift. That kind of an idea, that kind of thing will give us an idea. But anyway, if it's a downward sloping demand curve, we can't say the entire demand curve is either elastic or inelastic or unitary. Get what I'm saying? So therefore, based on the shift, we cannot comment on elasticity. Due to increase in real income, when price of a particular good increases, increase in real income, price of a particular good increases, the quantity of demand decreases due to an increase in real income. Okay, due to an increase in real income, when the price of a particular good increases, quantity demanded decreases. You get what I'm saying here? Due to an increase in real income, kiyanne, right? So if real income is to increase, price of the good has to decrease. Otherwise, real income doesn't increase. No? That's not talking about nominal income. It's real income. Okay. So if real income is to increase, price of the good has to decrease. Then it says when the price of a particular good increases. Right? That can't both of that can't happen at the same time. Is that clear? Real income increasing meaning purchasing power increasing. That means price has to decrease. Number 4, negative substitution effect. Negative substitution effect related to an inferior good overpowers the negative income effect. For an inferior good, yes, the substitution effect is more powerful than the income effect. And yes, the income effect is negative as well. That's correct. Theoretically correct. Number 5, when the price of a particular good which as an elastic demand increases, producers income will increase. Elastic non negative relationship between total revenue and change in price. So if the price increases, it says price of a elastic good decrease, demand increases, price of income, no, it should decrease. Total revenue will decrease. So that's also technically incorrect. Correct answer number 4. Okay. Anything you can clarify quickly. Right. Question 9. The demand equation changes from QD equals 600 minus 10p to QD equals 700 minus 10p. So basically what has happened is there has been a rightward shift of the demand curve that has to be spotted. We go from the interception of 600 on the quantity axis to 700. So that's a rightward shift and it's a parallel rightward shift because the slope, the B component doesn't change. So what will create a rightward shift of the demand curve? Increase in the price of substitutes. The first answer itself should be correct. Increase in the price of substitutes should be correct. So I'm just checking to see if I have given those. I think we are okay with the answers I've given. I mean in the suggested answer material, right? Question 10. Suppose the demand for a certain commodity is perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic. At present, 100 units are sold at a price of 50. So 100 units are sold at a price of 50. So they're asking for a total. If the price rises to rupees 6, from 5 to 6 rupees per unit, the total consumer outlay on this commodity. So total consumer outlay is price into quantity demanded. In the first scenario, okay, price is 5 rupees, this is 100. So basically total consumer outlay is 500. Okay. In the second scenario, price goes to 6 rupees. Quantity will remain the same. No, perfectly elastic demand means consumers are willing to buy as much as available, much as they can at the existing price. The existing price was 5 rupees. But none at all. Consumers don't buy anything if the price increases, which means this becomes 0. So total revenue becomes 0. Correct answer number 5. Okay. Any questions? Please ask. A firm sells. Okay. Right. In the absence of questions, I'm moving on. A firm sells 10 million units of a product at rupees 10 per unit. 10 million at rupees 10 per unit. If the price elasticity of demand is minus 2.5, and if the firm decreases price by 20%, then the total revenue of the firm shall. So hopefully the total revenue, the decreasing price, total revenue will increase because demand is elastic. 2.5 is more than 1. Right. Basic idea is this. Since the specific value is being asked, not only increase, decrease, we might need to do a small calculation. So let's see. They are selling 10 million units at 10 rupees. Price into quantity. Then we get total, sorry. Okay. Then we get total revenue. So price is 10 million, sorry, 10 rupees. How many units are sold? 10 million. We'll assume these are in millions. So 100 million. That is the revenue at the moment. Then price becomes, price decreases by 20%. 20% of 10 rupees is 2 rupees. 10 rupees minus 2 rupees. Now the price is 8 rupees. Are you guys clear? It says price decreases by 20%. So 20% on 10 rupees is 2 rupees. Minus that decrease. 10 minus 2, 8. Price is now 8. Quantity. It says the PED is 2.5. PED is 2.5. So how do we calculate PED? If you take the percentage formula, right? Since the price change is given percentage, if it's okay with you guys, I'll clear the space here. Okay, so that I can show the calculation. Right. So PED is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Am I right? Right. Then we are given this is minus 2.5. We are trying to find the percentage change in quantity demanded. This is given as 20%. This is given as 20%. So therefore, what would I do? To find, okay, looking for space. Okay, I'll write it here. Right. So we have, I want to calculate percentage change in quantity demanded. So this 20% goes to the other side, which means minus 2.5. Now it's division, multiplication. Yeah. So 20%, right? Yeah. Right. So if I bring this to this side, 2.5, yeah. So 20% metana. How much do you get? Which equals, so that's 50% equals percentage change in quantity demanded. So percentage change in quantity demanded has to change by 50%. So 50% of 10 million is how much? 50% of 10 million is 5 million. Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you okay? Up to now? You guys can quickly ask if you want a clarification. Let me see. Yeah. So I don't see any clarifications being made. Okay. Right. And the way I see it, the answer should be okay. Yes or no? Right. So what do we end up with then? Right? Sorry, I have written 5. It should be 15. නේද? එතකොට increase by 50%. No? 50% is 5 million. 10 plus 5, 15. So that gives me 80. So there is a, yeah, yes, there is an decrease by, no, not 80. There is an increase, sorry, 120. Yeah, there's an increase by 20. Yes, we know it should be an increase. Demand is elastic, price is decreasing. Increase by 20. So that's answer number 5. Answer number 5. Okay? Yeah, the steps are clear. If you have any clarification on that, you can quickly ask. Okay? Right. Then question 12. Which of the following is likely to lead directly to a shift in the supply curve for textiles and apparels? To a shift. I'm not talking about whether it's a leftward shift or a rightward shift, merely a shift. So the answer I've chosen, as far as I can see here, is number 4. I'll explain that, and if you want further explanation, we can do. Okay? A reduction in the import tariff on fabrics and threads. Cost of production will decrease, supply will increase, which is a shift. Right? An increase in the income of consumers, demand for textiles and fabrics may increase, then the market price will increase, but that will cause an expansion of supply. Increase in quantity supplied, not a shift. A successful advertising campaign by the Association of Apparel Manufacturers will increase demand, price will increase, quantity supplied will increase, but it is not a shift. An increase in the market price of textiles and apparels will increase quantity supplied, not a shift. Number 5, a marked increase in the consumer preference for locally manufactured clothing, increased demand, market price increase, increase in quantity supply, expansion of supply, not shift. Is that clear? Right. Then question 13. The diagram below shows 3 supply curves, S1, S2, S3. Okay. What do all of them have in common? What is the common observation to make? All of them are starting at the point of origin. So whether it's S1 or S2 or S3, they are unitary elastic. Irrespective of the angle in which they are placed, they are unitary elastic. They are unitary elastic. Is that clear? Then it says the velocity of supply at the level of output corresponding to price of, it should be put a P1, or P1 is also okay, it's not wrong, but P1 is clear, straightforward, I think. P1 on the curve. So we start at P1, and when you intersect S1, S2 or S3, the PES should be equal to 1, unitary. So the correct answer then is number 5. Any clarifications needed? Okay. Question 14. The demand and supply equation of a particular good are given below. Okay. The government purchases excess supply at the price of rupees 35. At the price of 35, there is an excess supply, government will purchase that. What is the change in the value of total expenditure to purchase the good? Now, here I am asking for the total expenditure to purchase the good. It's not necessarily the government's expenditure. I am asking for the total expenditure and what is the change. Okay, government will purchase at 35 rupees if there is any excess supply. But total expenditure, what is the change before and after this 35 rupees introduced? Okay, can you guys tell me from your calculations what is the equilibrium price for this product and what is the equilibrium quantity for this product before this government intervention? Quickly, can. What is the equilibrium price and the quantity for this product? Okay. 200 minus 100, so that's 300 divided by 10. What is the equilibrium price then? Okay. Question 14. Right? Why am I not getting responses? Is this a difficult thing? Anyone else? Someone can unmute.
30.
30. Okay. Equilibrium price is 30 rupees. Then quantity?
50.
50 units. Right. Okay. 50 units. Right. Now, at the equilibrium, what is the total expenditure on the product? Total expenditure and total revenue. Total revenue, total expenditure. It's very simple, no? Price into quantity demanded equals total revenue or total consumer expenditure. That is what I'm asking for. So we have 30. We have 50. How much do I get?
1,500.
1,500. Right. Harne? Then government says 35. Government says 35 now. Into at 35, what is the quantity supply? That's the key. Because at 35, demanders are willing to buy a certain amount. But then suppliers are willing to sell a higher amount. Obviously, there is going to be a 35 is a price above the equilibrium, no excess supply. Government says they will buy the excess supply. So market will buy a certain amount, government will buy a certain amount. Total how much is being sold is our focus. Is that clear, Buddha? Understand the point here, right? I'm asking for the change in total expenditure to purchase the good. Now, then you have to know what is the total amount of the good being supplied, because the market is buying, government is buying the excess supply, total everything is bought. So apply 35 rupees to the supply equation. Just quickly do it. Apply 35 rupees to the supply equation and tell me what is the quantity. Quickly. If you apply 35 to the supply equation, what is the quantity? Total supply.
75.
75.
5.
Yeah, 75. Right. Okay. So 75 is the total supply. Total supply, what is the expenditure to buy? At 35 rupees. That will be 2000.
2,625.
Right. Got it. Okay. Now look at the difference. Look at the change between the two values. Is it increase or decrease? It's an increase of how much? 1100 and is ano? Harane? So it's an increase, no, from 1,500 to 1,625. So the total expenditure to purchase the good has increased by 1,125. Answer number 3. Any clarifications? Ask. Okay. In the absence of clarifications, I'm going to move on. 15. In a free and competitive market, the economic surplus is optimized when? Where do we have the highest economic surplus? Basically at the equilibrium. At the equilibrium. Where price equals marginal cost at quantity traded. Number 3. At equilibrium, we know MB equals MC. MB is price. So sometimes we say price equals MC. Ideally, we should say MB equals MC. Question 15. Question 16. The government imposes a minimum control price for the benefit of the producers. For the benefit of the producers, they impose a price floor on a given market, sold in a competitive market. Assume the government purchases any excess production resulting from the minimum legal price. That means intervention buying. So theory knowledge is pretty strong here for you guys. We have done these things well. So you know, with price support, with guaranteed price and price support of intervention buying, the producer surplus increases, consumer surplus decreases. Are we clear? You have we have learned this really well in the welfare analysis we have done. Okay, separately for intervention buying, guaranteed price and intervention buying price support, then guaranteed price and deficiency payment price support. Get it? Right. So the correct answer, producer surplus should increase, consumer surplus should decrease. Number 5. Increase, decrease. Okay. 17. Okay. The demand and supply. Okay. Demand and supply equation of a particular good which is sold at a market are given below. QD, QS equations are given. Consider the above. Consider the government imposes a control price of rupees 30. Which of the following is correct? Government gives a control price of 30. Can you just for us to understand this, tell me what is the equilibrium price now? What is the equilibrium price for the product? $40, $50, $40. Right. Equilibrium price is 40. Can 8,000 divided by 200. Equilibrium price is 40. Okay. Government says control price is 30. Can maximum price control. So with the maximum price control, there will be an excess demand now. Okay. So that excess demand, government is allowing to be imported and given to the consumer. Imported and given to the consumer. Then Buddha, to answer the first part, import expenditure now, you have to find the import expenditure is on the excess demand, on the shortage. Shortage is what we import. So find the excess demand for me at the price of 30. At the price of 30, find excess demand. Apply 30 to the demand equation, apply 30 to the supply equation. You guys have to do work with me. Okay? Do the calculations with me again. Apply 30 to the demand equation. If you apply 30 to the demand equation, it will be 3,000. Then apply 30 to the supply equation, it will be 1,000. Harine? So demand is 3,000, supply is 1,000, excess demand is 2,000. Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Excess demand is 2,000. Okay? Excess demand is 2,000. Hurry. This excess demand at what price can we import? At the ceiling price. What is the ceiling price? 30. So do this calculation, you will find the import expenditure. Find the import expenditure. 2000 into 30 can 60,000. Import expenditure is 60. Right. So how many answers say 63 answers? So this is eliminated. This is eliminated. Then we end up with total consumer expenditure. Right? Or we have to find the total consumer expenditure. Right. Now again, total consumer expenditure is like what we understood in this question 14. In the earlier question 14, same concept, total expenditure. That is, in this case, what is domestically, what we buy from the domestic market, what is the expenditure plus what we buy from the imports. Is that clear, Buddha? Right. Now, to find the total consumer expenditure, help me find the quantity demanded at the ceiling price. At the control price, what is the quantity demanded? If you apply 30 to the demand equation, demanders want to buy 6,000 minus 100 into 30, that is 3,000. Demanders want to buy 3,000. Demanders want to buy 3,000. Am I right? At the price, the ceiling price, that is 30. How much is that then? That gives us 90,000. 90,000. That is the expenditure. Can you explain this 90,000? This 90,000 is 60 out of the 90,000, 30,000 domestically bought, spent on domestic quantity of the good, domestic supply. Balanced 60,000 is spent on the imports. So 30 plus 60 only, we get the 90. Anyone confused with the 30? What is the 30? 30 is what domestic suppliers are supplying. They are only supplying 1,000 into 30,000. Any questions? Ask. This 90 can be found this way also. That's what I'm saying. We can say total consumer expenditure, total consumer expenditure on the domestic supply, D for domestic, plus the total consumer expenditure on the imported supply, M. Make 100 into 30. This will be 30,000. Domestic suppliers at 30 rupees are only willing to supply 1,000. 30,000. This will be, we found it earlier, 60,000. So 30 plus 60, we get the 90. Is that clear? Right. Correct answer then, number 3. Correct answer number 3. Okay. Correct answer number 3. Right. Question 18. The demand equation of a particular good. Right. Demand equation of a particular good is QD equals 300 minus 10p. QD equals 300 minus 10p. Assume that the good has a constant supply of 150 units. A perfectly inelastic supply of 150 units at all prices, and government sets a minimum control price of rupees 20. Rupees 20. With an agreement to purchase any resulting market surplus of the good. Any resulting market surplus of the good. Whatever the surplus, they will buy. Okay. So what are they asking? Excess supply, change in consumer surplus, change in producer surplus. Shall we work on this question with a diagram? Okay. So I'll just have it here. So if we have, right, if we have right, something like this, okay, we'll have our downward sloping demand curve and the vertically parallel supply curve. This is 1, 50. Okay. This is the supply demand. Government, now we have to find this equilibrium price. Okay, we need that. Shall we find the equilibrium price quickly? Price quantity. Yeah, equilibrium price. Okay. At equilibrium QD equals QS, you're only given the demand equation, but you don't need the supply equation, right? Because supply is QS equals 150, HLI, right? So QD equals QS. How much is this? 300 plus minus 10p. So 300 minus 10p. Here we get 150. So 300 minus 150 equals 10p. So metana 150, metana 10p, which means we get the equilibrium price of 15 rupees. Equilibrium price is 15. Right? What is the price government gives? Government gives a price of 20. Government gives a price of 20. Yeah, government gives a price of 20. Alright? Right. So show 20 also. Right? So 20 will be somewhere here. 20. Alright? Right. Then at 20, what is the demand? Apply 20 to the demand equation and tell me. QD equals 300 minus 10p. At 20, quantity demanded will be 100. Am I right? Are you guys with me? Talk, yes or no? At 20, quantity demanded will be 100. So I'll mark it 100. Right. So this is what we have. Agreed? Right. Now, what is the first requirement? Excess supply. Excess supply. Supply is always 150, no? Doesn't change. But what is demanded is only 100. So the excess supply is this gap. Right? Excess supply is this gap. But I am showing here with the green color area, I mean the line, that is the excess supply. How much is excess supply? 50 units. Harne, 50 units. So this is out, this is out, this is out. We have narrowed it down to 2. 50% probability now for the correct answer. 50 units. What is the next requirement? Change in consumer surplus. Consumer surplus earlier, are you guys with me? Consumer area below the demand curve, up to the price, consumers pay. No, consumers bought at 15. No, now they are buying at 20. And change change is okay. Just wanted to make it a bit more clear for you. Hopefully you can see it a bit more clearly. Change is this purple color trapezium. Do you see it? The change is this purple color trapezium area. Are you guys with me? The purple color trapezium area. Talk. I want you to respond, but otherwise, how would I know? Are you guys with me? Quickly.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yes, sir. The change is the purple color trapezium area. Okay? Because earlier we went up to 50, now we only go up to 20. So calculate the value of the trapezium. If you're done with this, I'm going to erase this now. Calculate the value of the trapezium. Okay. Calculate the value of the trapezium. until I erase this. What is the value of the trapezium? So we take the two parallel sides. One is 100, 0 to 100. Other is 150. Half it, divide by 2. Multiplied by the perpendicular distance, 20 minus 15. How much do you get, Putta? When you solve this, you give me the answer.
625.
625, yes. So you get rupees 625. We have found one answer. Change in consumer surplus. Change in it's a decrease, but anyway, 625. So yeah, we have found our answer effectively. 50, 625. Okay, so this is eliminated. Let me explain the 750 also. Okay, 750 is basically, now whatever happens, the supply curve is perfectly inelastic. Everything on the left hand side up to the price, right? How do I show it? The alternative, sorry, the producer surplus in this case, it's something like this area. Hurry. Earlier it was up to 15, right? Now, so earlier it was up to 15. Now it is going up to 20. This whole box, that is the increase in what surplus? That whole box is the increase in producer surplus, including this white color triangle part also you have to take. Okay, so then this is 0. This is 150. Okay, sorry. This is 150. Is that clear? So calculate that for me. Again, 20 minus 15 into 150. Yeah. How much do you get there? 5 into 150 again is 750. 300, yeah. 750 rupees. 750. That will be what, Putta? That will be basically the change in producer surplus. So answer number 2 is our correct answer. Answer number 2. Any questions? Please ask. Okay. Right. We're going to move on. Right. Question 19, which is having a lot of things not relevant to the question around it, but we'll read it carefully. In the theory of the firm, basically what we learn in production analysis unit 4, theory of the firm, the short run is distinguished from the long run. Short run is distinguished from the long run by the assumption that in the short run, correct answer number 5. Anything you want me to explain? Ask quickly. You okay? No? Okay? Oh, that's too thick. Maybe this will be okay. Right. So I want you guys to have a star near question 19. These are high probability questions for the exam. Okay. I'm not targeting MCQs. I can't target MCQ. That's the probability is ridiculous, but very important questions for you to know. Right. 5. 20. Manufacturer's ability to increase his output ability to increase his output in the short run will be greater in the short run. You can increase output as long as you can increase variable inputs. Okay, But if you're already at capacity, and you just because you increase variable inputs more, output does not increase. So in the short run, if you want to increase output, you need to have the excess capacity or the spare capacity. Then only you can increase output in the short run, along with the ability to buy more raw materials and variable inputs. Correct answer number 5. Lower his degree of production capacity utilization. That means you haven't still used your full capacity. You have some excess capacity or unused capacity with you. If you use that, you can increase output. But if you're already at your full capacity, short run fixed inputs cannot be changed. You can't increase output further. Right. So 20 also important. Okay. 21. The marginal physical product of labor to a firm is defined as. What is marginal physical product defined as? I hope in the printed one also I have given the third answer. Just check if there's a change, let me know. Right? And the answer grid, right? The output from employing an extra unit of labor with other factor inputs held constant. While we hold others constant, if we take one more person, what is the change in the total product? That's called marginal physical product or marginal product. Okay, again, good to know. Okay, 21. 22. When the average product of a firm reaches the maximum point in the short run. Average product reaches maximum point කියන්නේ average product reaches maximum point කියන්නේ AP, MP here, maximum point. What happens then? Here, right, you will have a VC, right? Here you will have MC. So if I take this point as X1, there's a corresponding point here that is X2. What is X1? Tell me what is X1? What is X1? No, quickly. Where MP? Equals AP. What is X2? Where MC equals AVC, not ATC, AVC. Right, find me the correct answer. Marginal cost intersects minimum point of average variable cost. Harini, lowest point. Okay, here at X1, AP is maximum. At X2, AVC is minimum. These are perfect things you know. Correct answer number 5. Okay, good to know. Done? Right? So one more question I would like to highlight. That is the 23rd one. A rapidly expanding organization finds it's worthwhile to employ a full-time accountant. This economy of scale is best described as, rather than paying outside company to do the accounting function, payroll function and etc. Having an accountant is, they feel now it's high time they have an accountant and it will save them some money. So it's an accountant tamai, again financial tamai, but this is managerial economics. What economics? It's about managing the business, managerial economics. It's a management decision, not a financial decision. Is that clear? Admin decision. Correct answer number 3, managerial economics. Not financial. Financial, again, it's about the loans and the bank, how we deal with banks and how we get credit facilities and those things, leasing and all that, insurance premium and all that. That is financial. This is managerial. Okay. So 23 also important. Okay, I've highlighted that anyway. So make sure that you guys are good with that question as well. Okay, right. 24, not that these next questions are not important, but hopefully you get the point I'm making. 24, profit maximizing output level of a perfectly competitive firm is determined. How is it decided? Profit maximizing output level. Correct answer I have given, I hope, is number 1. Check and see. Is it number 1? Yeah. What I see here says number 1. Yeah. Harne? Right. Any other answer you want me to explain that you thought is correct? Number 3. Option 2. Okay. Let's see. Option 2. When marginal benefit is equal to marginal cost. When marginal benefit is equal to marginal cost is, yeah. Then in a perfectly competitive firm, price and marginal revenue are the same, because in perfect competition the condition is price or AR equals price anyway, that equals MR. No, that will equal MC. Price is sometimes called MB. So MB equals MC puluwan kiyanne. Correct. Yeah, number 2 is correct. Then the other one was 3, right? When marginal revenue MR is equal to marginal cost. Absolutely, that is also correct. But number 1 is more appropriate. It has the second condition of the profit maximization rule in the marginal approach. What is that rule? MR should equal MC tamai, or MC should equal MR tamai. That is correct. MC equals MR tamai is the condition. I agree. But MC should be increasing, rising. That is there in the first one. So the most appropriate in the beginning of the paper, right? If you guys can bear with me, very quickly we can do this. Right? In the beginning of the paper it says, each question contains only one correct or most appropriate answer. Identify the answer and cross the so on and so forth. In your actual exam also read the instructions. Okay? Right. Therefore, the correct answer is number 1 for question 24. Okay? 25. At the output level where the slope of the TR, total revenue, and the total cost functions are equal in value, while TR is greater than TC. TR is greater than TC කියන්නේ we are in the profit or profitable range of output. Okay, we are not in the loss making range, profitable range. We are talking about the slope. Slope of the TR curve කියන්නේ MR. Slope of the TC curve කියන්නේ MC. MR equals MC. So we are at profit maximization. We are at profit optimization. Question? No, I don't have any pending questions to check. Right. Correct answer is answer number 4. Will be at production equilibrium with optimum profits. Production equilibrium meaning we don't have to increase output further or decrease output further. State of rest. 26. 26. Can we do this quickly? You guys know these things now, no? So produce. Ooh, that's new. No. Just give me a second. I'm trying something. Okay. Right. Now, producer surplus, PS producer surplus is total revenue minus only total variable cost. If you take total cost, it becomes economic profit. Get it? Right. So, total revenue. How do we calculate total revenue? I given price. Yes, price තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ average revenue තියෙනවා. නේ? So I'll write it this way. AR or price into quantity. That's how we estimate total revenue. Minus TVC, total variable cost. AVC තියෙනවනේ. AVC into quantity. Job done. TR or price is 50. Quantity is 2000 units. 2000 units minus AVC is 30 into 2000 units. Same minutes, no? It will take 100,000 minus 60,000. 40,000 is your producer surplus. Answer number 4. Are we okay? Ask if there's anything. If not, we move on to the final question from unit 4. Okay? We are specializing on these units, no? So more questions are there. We are okay? Right. We move on. 17. Given, again, this is a question I would very much like to highlight. Right. Given below are the costs and profits for a firm in certain year. Total cost, total fixed cost, so total fixed cost, not quote, total fixed cost, okay, then annual profit 2000, right? It may be deduced that based on this we can say that we can come to a conclusion that correct answer I think I have given is total revenue is greater than total cost. Am I right? Number 4, ne? Right, I think number 4 should be the answer I have given. I mean, answer is number 4. What I have printed is also, I hope, is 4. Okay? Right. Nothing else can be said. First thing is you're not given the quantity. So anything average you can't calculate. You can't calculate marginal values here. Quantity of output is not given. And there's no way to find it also. Get it? Number 3, actual profit is below the level of normal profits. Nani? Normal profits is when TR equals TC. Total revenue equals total cost. Then the profit value should be 0. Profit value should be 0. Get it? Actually, they are not earning normal profit now. And also, we don't know what the normal profit is in terms of the opportunity cost of the entrepreneur. That information is not given to us. So we can't say whether it's above or below. Got it? Yeah, answer number 4 is the most appropriate answer, or the correct answer. Then 28. Now we are going into unit 5, 6 areas. Question 28. Which of the following production activities are not within the production boundary? So the correct answer would be number 3, because this is do it yourself. DIY. Right? Do it yourself. No. What am I saying? Okay. Do it yourself. Right? Got it? Or the most appropriate, do it yourself is correct. It's not a technical term, no. So how we normally say is self-serving activities. They are non-tradable. You can't provide it from one person to another, because you only do it because the benefit is for you. Right? Okay. Self-serving. Do it yourself. Okay? DIY activities. Right. Then 29. Correct answer here, hopefully you guys agree and understand, is number 2. Why? Because net exports is the component, but if you are given net imports, that is indicating negative net exports. ඒක තමයි මෙතන minus එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Negative net exports is given as net imports. Net, we have imported more. Get it? If net exports is positive, we can directly call it net exports or give it as a, if it's negative, we can give it as a negative value. But then we will say plus NX. Here, net imports is a way to say that imports are more than exports, so we minus it. Is that clear, Buddha? I want you to learn something there, of course. Clear? Net imports basically means, right? We have negative net exports. That's why it says minus there. Negative net exports. Net exports now plus the formula. Net imports now minus. Got it? And the other formulas are incorrect as well. If you want me to explain anything, let me know. I'll explain. Is it clear? No? Yeah, okay? Right. Suppose the weighted average basket value used to measure general price index of a country was rupees 10,000 for the year 2021 and rupees 12,000 for the year 2022. So, Tagala kiyana mata, what is the percentage change in GPI, general price index? Percentage change in GPI would be change, that is 10,000 or 2,000, that is 2,000. Originally it was 10,000 into 100. Yeah? So that would be 20%. How much? 20%. Right. If the gross domestic product value is estimated based on present value 2022 with 120,000, assuming the GPI, base year value is 100, then GPI for 2021 base year is 100. Ne? 2022, it's going to be 100 plus the 20%. Ne? So it's going to be how much? 120. GPI for 2022 is 120. 20% change එකක් තියෙනවා. Right. Then what is asked? Real GDP value for 2022. Right. Okay. So the real GDP value, we take the GDP at current price, present prices. Okay. So that means nominal GDP value divided by the general price index, that is what we have, into 100, base year value. 120,000 divided by 120 into 100 කියන්නේ exactly 100,000. 120,000 divided by 120 into 100. Ne? Correct answer is number 1. Hopefully I've given that as the answer. Yeah? Number 1. Any questions, please ask. We okay? Right. So we move on to 31. The following data are related to national accounting of an economy. Sorry, national accounting of an economy. GDP is given. Okay, you are given the GDP. You are given investment, government purchases, net exports. What is missing is consumption. That is what you have to estimate. So GDP, A K N Y equals C plus I plus G plus NX. Apply the values, find the missing value. So basically, with that 22,000 minus 9,000 minus 5,000 minus 2,000. Net export is positive value, no? So minus 2,000. How much do you get? How much did you get? 22 minus 14, 16, 6,000. Harne? Yes or no? Right. 31. Simply find the missing value. Total of this, total of IGNX minus from GDP. Question? No. Okay. Next, question 32. When the government purchases decline by 500 million in a closed economy with a government sector, okay, the income will decline by 2,500 million. What is the marginal propensity to save? Hurry. First, okay, so change in G, change in Y, it has to quickly click the multiplier is relevant. K equals, in this case, change in Y divided by change in G. So if you apply the values, 2,500 divided by 500 can you multiply is how many times? 5 times. Multiply is 5 times. Hurry. So how do we estimate the multiplier? K equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. A 5 equals 1 divided by MPS, 1 minus MPC. So basically, if you want to find the value of MPS, what you do is, are you guys with me? If you want to find the value of MPS, what you do is, yeah. So we multiply both, and yeah. So 1 divided by 5 equals MPS. How much would that be? 0.20 equals MPS. Is that clear? Got it? Actually, okay. If I want to be very mathematically accurate, this is what we do. No? MPS goes to this side. 5 into MPS, 5 MPS equals 1. දෙපැත්තම බෙදනවා 5. So MPS equals, division becomes multiplication. Hari. එතකොට 0.20. Okay, mathematical accuracy. Right, what is the correct answer? Number 3. Any questions? Please ask. We are okay? Yeah? Yes or no? Right. Then 33. If the slope of consumption curve declines in a simple economy, which effect will occur? Slope of the consumption curve can MPC. So when MPC, it says declines, ne? Hari. When MPC decreases, ඒ කියන්නේ MPS increases. So if MPC decreases and MPS increases, the multiplier value is 1 divided by MPS, ne? The denominator bigger value කියන්නේ answer becomes less. Answer becomes less. So multiplier decreases. I went to the multiplier because the answers are having the multiplier. Multiplier decrease. So first answer is wrong. Third answer is wrong. Right? Multiplier has to decrease. Then, so basically the multiplier decreasing means the economy is contracting. No? Savings are increasing, consumption is decreasing, economy is contracting. එහෙනම් decrease. Answer number 2. Have I given answer number 2? Yeah? 2? Answer number 2.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Then 34. Tax multiplier minus 1.5 in a closed economy with government sector while the economy has a balanced budget. Okay. Economy has a balanced budget. Right. Tax multiplier 1.5 minus. When the equilibrium level of income increase by 500 million. Okay. Increase by 500 million. The amount of change in direction of change in aggregate. Hold on. Consumption, amount and the change. Amount and the change, consumption, savings. Right. Okay. We gotta do a bit of calculations. Let's see. Okay. First, help me find the expenditure multiplier. Expenditure multiplier, income multiplier, investment multiplier, government purchases multiplier, everything is the same, right? So I'm going to use something given in the question. I'll do it here, right? Later on, we'll erase this for the question, right? We're doing question 35 here, okay? Right. You guys can give me some answers also while if I can't find anything here. Balanced budget multiplier is applicable. Balanced budget multiplier, okay, which says we take the government purchases multiplier and the autonomous tax multiplier. This is always equal to 1. BBM is always 1, right? This is what we are trying to find. Plus, this is minus 1.5. Minus 1.5. If this is to be 1, what should this be? In other words, what is the government purchases multiplier? 2.5. Get it? Find the government purchases multiplier, 2.5. Is that clear? Now we have T and G. Government purchases multiplier, same thing. Investment multiplier, income multiplier, right? Tax multiplier is there. Then what is the question now? Consumption level. How much the change? Increase by 500. May 500 dwelling. Okay. How much is spent for consumption? A MPC. Get it? So how do you find MPC? If you have this 2.5, you can find MPC and MPS lacing, right? So what is the formula? I'll do it here. K equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. So this is, sorry, this is 2.5 into 1 divided by MPS. If this 1 minus is confusing, then like we did earlier, we know it's end of the day you have to divide 1 by 2.5. So that will be 2.5 MPS equals 1. Both sides divided by 2.5. So MPS equals 4. If sorry, 0.4. Okay. MPS equals 0.4. If MPS is 0.4, taggala kiyanna puluwan MPC is 0.6. 1 minus MPC no? 1 minus MPS no? Hari. Ehenam, so bring that here. 500 into 0.6 kiyanna. And here, this is to find consumption. Savings now. 500 into, is the next one savings? Yes, savings. 500 into 0.4. Find both values, please. Okay. I've got 300 and 200. Harid. 300 here, yeah. 200. Are we okay? I am waiting for a response. We okay?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Answer number 3. Go to the question for a bit. Answer number 3. Okay, if there's anything to clarify, ask. No? No clarification? Okay. Answer number 3. Okay. I'm just moving the page up and down a bit so that anyone watching the video can pause and get it done. Right. 36. All of the following are limitations of the barter system. We are moving on to unit 7 now. Barter system, except which one? Which is not a limitation of the barter system. Enhanced use of division of labor, that's something that is discouraged within the barter system due to the double coincidence requirement and the cumbersome nature of completing transactions. Get it? Right. Right? It is okay. It is not a limitation, but it is something we actually can't, we don't see happening in the barter system. 37. In Keynesian theory, okay, in Keynesian theory, which one of the following is a determinant of the demand for money? Here I wanted to actually say central bank interest rate, but anyway, correct answer number 5, interest rate. Okay, demand for money. Cost push inflation might start with cost push. Wages that get cost of production. Cost of production increases. Get it? 39. In a hypothetical economy, if the normal gross domestic product, the nominal, sorry, gross domestic product is 8 trillion and the money supply is 2 trillion, velocity. Easy number. How do we calculate velocity? Velocity is the money supply, sorry, GDP divided by money supply. Gross domestic product divided by the money supply. So 8 divided by 2, we get the answer as 4. Okay, 4. Answer number 3. Number is 4. Have I given that correctly? Yes, right. Okay. The money multiplier is the ratio of money multiplier. Is the ratio of what? Money supply to high powered money. That's the other one is the deposit multiplier. Number 4. 41. Open market operations refer to central bank buying and selling securities. Okay, government securities. 42. Assume the Federal Reserve requirement is 15% and a commercial bank, एक यानी का बैंक हुआ, one bank receives a new deposit of 2,000. Which of the following changes will occur in the bank balance sheet as a result of this? What are the changes that will occur in the bank's balance sheet as a result of this? In that particular banks, they get 2,000 as a deposit, deposit is a liability. So liabilities first liability side will increase. So how many answers say increase? So this is wrong. Rest of the answers say increase. Hari, by 2000, the figure is correct. The same. Required reserves. What will happen to required reserves? If you get a new deposit, from that deposit, 15% you have to keep as reserves. Ne? So deposit we got was 2000. 2000 into 15% කියන්නේ 300. Yes or no? So out of the 2000, 300 have to kept as reserves, and we are keeping 300 new amount as reserves. New reserves are there. Increase. So how many answers say increase 2000 and then increase 300? Only one. Answer 2. Right? Correct answer is number 2. Clear? 43. Now we are moving into unit 8. Which of the following forms of government intervention could correct market failure? Could correct market failure. Number 4, granting of subsidies to goods which yield high external benefits. Public good is generally public must pay. That's wrong. Non-rival in consumption is correct. Let's see if there's a more appropriate answer. More closely than a private, more costly, no. Good that generates positive, good that generates negative. Okay, I'm going to go with answer 2. Generally, public goods generate positive externalities, but that is not the defining feature. Non-rivalry and non-excludability are the features. So I have non-rivalry, so I'm going to pick that. We have to select that. 44 2. 45. It is said that all private goods are not merit goods. All merit goods are essentially private goods. Yeah, correct. Which of the following most accurately explains this statement? What have I chosen? Number 3, merit. I'm just saying merit goods provide external benefits and tend to be non-rival and non-excludable in consumption. Hari neda? Merit goods external benefits තියෙනවා. That's why we call it a merit good. And then non-rival, non-excludable කියන්නේ bad. Public good. Fourth one, there are some private costs which may be demerit in nature. Okay, there are some private goods where, sorry, I said cost of private goods, which may be demerit in nature. So all merit goods are, sorry, all private goods are not merit, no. There are demerit private goods also. So private goods, we put them into then 2 categories. Merit category and the demerit category. Yes, merit category and the demerit category. We have to say there are both private goods are there. All private goods are not merit. Some are demerit. There are some private goods which may be demerit in nature. That's covered. Then, while all merit goods are rival and excludable. Yeah, correct. That's our answer, number 4. Anything you want me to explain, let me know. Okay. 46. Diagram A. Marginal social cost is more than marginal private cost. A කියන්නේ clearly there is negative externalities, ideally of production. Here, private cost is more than the social cost. There is positive externalities, ideally of production, because we're working with the supply curve. I'm just saying. Okay, based on the 2 diagrams, it can be correctly concluded that both diagrams demonstrate the existence of externalities. Okay. Both diagrams demonstrate the existence of negative externalities. No, only one is for negative. Both diagrams demonstrate positive. No, only one is for positive. Diagram A demonstrates inefficiency through underproduction. Diagram A under goods with negative externalities are overproduced. Diagram B through overproduction. No, goods with positive externalities are underproduced. So answer number 1. Any clarifications? Ask. 47. Government failure occurs when? When does the government fail? Correct answer number 4, I think I have given. Am I right? Check and see. Check and let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why are some of the other answers not chosen? Do you want me to explain anything? Let me see. Number 5, okay? For this question, is it? Okay. The government fails to remove production inefficiency and allocative inefficiency. Government intervention is required when there is productive inefficiency and when there is allocative inefficiency. Okay? So, government cannot remove productive inefficiency and allocative inefficiency. Whenever they occur, government will practice an intervention, right? Government will practice an intervention, right? And try to manage that. Government cannot, what I'm trying to say is, government cannot stop the occurrence of productive inefficiency and allocative inefficiency and completely remove those from the market. Government can't do. Government can only react and manage those when the market failure leads to productive and allocative inefficiency. So that answer is giving kind of an idea that government can come and permanently solve these inefficiencies. That is not what the government can do. Markets will anyway get into productive and allocative inefficiencies. Government will try to come and practice intervention and correct them much as possible. Can't remove them. They are always there. You can only manage them. First thing. The fourth answer is the concept of government failure. Government failure happens, market failure occurs first, market failure or the market system fails first, has suboptimal performance first, then the government comes to, Superman comes to interfere, practice intervention, Superman fails. So that order has to be there. Got it? Right. Hopefully you're clear. 48. When a progressive income tax rate structure is in operation, the rich pay gradually increasing percentages of their income. Number 4. Hopefully that is the answer given. 49. Which of the following is not a target based on Government of Sri Lanka's Debt Sustainability Assessment, DSA? I want you guys to know these things now. Right? There are 4 main targets, which is not a target. Answer number 5. Maintaining inflation rates at double-digit values in the medium term is not a target. Anyway, inflation rate, the target is mid-single digit, 5%. Got it? 49. 50. Which of the following is not a salient feature of the extended fund facility obtained by Sri Lanka from the International Monetary Fund in 2023? This time, the facility we have got. Not a salient feature. Number 4, central bank actually can't do this. It's prohibited from the new Central Bank Act. CBSL will be fulfilling all the government short-term and long-term debt requirements. They are prohibited from doing that. Answer 4, question 50. Okay? Right. So let me quickly take you through a few questions or a few things I want to highlight in the structured paper, second paper. Hopefully you can see it on the screen now. So Right. So you can just make a note of some of these. Okay. Question 1, part 2. Okay. Question 1, part 2. Part 5. Part 6 is always relevant. Okay. This you guys need to know properly to explain. Yeah, that part I think we have done well, so you should be okay. Question 4, part 2. Question 4, part 2. Question 5, part 4. Question 5, part 4. Question 7, part 5. Question 7, part 5. Question 7, part 5. Question 8. Okay. Question 8, part 2. Complete answers are given. Okay. Question 8, part 2. Question 9, part 4. Question 9, part 4. Question 9, part 4. Question 10, part 3 and part 4. Question 10, part 3 and part 4. Right. Please make sure that you go through all 10 questions, answers, and very familiar with everything, but a bit of a special effort on these questions that I highlighted. Okay? Right. Not only those, but a bit of an additional effort on those. Right. So with that, if there aren't any clarifications, I think we can conclude the session. Okay? Right. So I will see you guys next time with the third mock exam answer discussion session. Okay? All the best.